Welcome to another episode of Market Markup. This is Lance, co-founder of BH Capital Enterprises, where I teach people how to navigate the markets using price action, and even more specific than that, I teach people how to read price action on charts. What I've been doing for the month of July is challenging myself to do a chart breakdown, and I mean a complete top-down analysis every single day and putting them out here on my YouTube channel and trying to follow, excuse me, said tickers as they go throughout the days and seeing how that goes. So if you would like for me to check out any tickers, feel free to put them in the comment section and I'll add them to the queue and put them out, as I get to them. Pretty much in the order that I received the request is the order that I put them out. Um, I'm a little late here on day 16, but jumping into AMD, this is a special request, and I appreciate the lady that asked me to check this one out. And this one, of course, is one that I've definitely evaluated before, but I don't follow it as closely as I used to. But this is the yearly chart on AMD, and as you can see, nice phase two transition here. I mean, where the price went from $1 back in 2015 to nearly $100 at one point this year. And so far, as you can see this year, the price has struggled above 2020's closing price, which is 91.71. Um, Recently, it did push above that price, but it retreated once again. Um, I mean, it's mid-July at this point, so we still have several more months to go before we see how the rest of 2021 shapes up. Uh, what else can I see here? I'm just gonna change this here. 2020 close. Show label on the left. I'm not sure what I've done here. Let me see. Label position. I don't really want to have a label position. I just want to show the name. Like, that's all I want to show. Maybe I did some sort of different thing here. Let's just redo. Actually, no. I'm going to keep those. So this is some sort of other drawing here, but I'm going to change these to, I'm going to put a price level over top of this one. And 2020 close, I think I said it was 91.71. So that's where we'll put it. 71. Call that 2020 close. And we're going to show it on the right. Widen that a little bit. And there we go. Alright. So we got 2020 close there. You can obviously see where the candle sort of pivoted above that level. And it came down here a little bit below this level. I'll have to do some digging to see what the significance of this level was and what time frame. But yeah, so nice, pretty much kind of a tug of war situation going on with bulls and bears. But in my opinion, bears have the advantage, or they've had the advantage for a good while now. So, be looking to see if there may be some shift in power. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I do want to say before I go to the next chart is that there's a possibility that AMD is now entering into phase three of the market cycle, which means that it may consolidate here on the yearly chart. Um, especially after such a strong move over the past few years. Um, but yeah, so right now, most of the price action for this year has been concentrated between 2020's close and about the low 70s area. So, keep an eye on that and see, how that develops over the next uh, several months. And I'm gonna grab my screenshot here, and we're gonna go down to the monthly chart and see what's shaping up there. Okay, and so on the monthly chart, you can see pretty much where most of the price action has been, and that you saw this rectangle on the yearly chart, but you can see clearly why I drew that rectangle back then. Um, but yeah, this pretty much, in my opinion, AMD trading inside this area is pretty much range bound. So you can see clearly on the monthly chart that AMD is already transitioned into and has been there for several months now, phase three of the market cycle. So what bulls will be looking for is a breakout above this $94 area. And once it does that, or if it even does that, then that price can go the next level up I would be looking for is about 114, 115. So anywhere between like 110 to 115 would be the level that I would look for. Um, Actually, I'm going to put a text note in here to state just that. All right, so we're going to put that here. We're going to make that white. I don't need a text arrow. Um, make that like that. Okay, there we go. Make that bold. Make that here. And we're going to move that over here inside this box. Okay, so a break in this zone um, can see the price moving upward toward 115. A breakdown in this zone, the price can move probably down to the high 50s, which would put it down here in this zone here, which is also a demand zone that I drew quite some time ago. Um, let's see, what else? Um, Nothing else that I can really say about this time frame right now. But I will say that although the price action is range bound, I think in my opinion, for me, it would be wide enough to maybe play the top side and the bottom side. As you can see, pretty much every time it hits this mid to low 70s area, it bounces back up toward 90. And then when it rejects that mid to low 90s area, it falls back down to that mid to low 70s. So recently, in within the last month, it rose to that mid to low 90s area, and it has already pulled back 10 points. So, maybe it's got 10 points more downside to go. That may or may not happen. May happen this month. It may not happen this month. It may not happen at all. But I definitely be paying close attention to how this price action turns out over the remainder of uh, the month of July. Um, let's see. Yeah, so no, nothing else. And this thing could consolidate for any amount of time. Keep that in mind. There's really no surefire way to say, oh, this when it enters phase three, it only happens for 3 months. That's not the case because I've seen companies consolidate for several years and just have all of a sudden a sudden strong move after that. So Just keep that in mind. Just look for, use other indicators to help you decide when that breakout is going to happen or that breakdown. But yeah, for the most part, AMD is just range bound. And in my opinion, I probably try to catch some short swings between this 94 to 74 area until I see the actual move where sentiment finally changes, and whether that sentiment be bullish or bearish. That's where I like to really take advantage of a play. But yeah, let's move on to the weekly chart and see how the weekly chart looks. All right, so weekly chart, you can see it a lot better. You can see an extended version of that range bound price action where, I mean, it just chills there. It is headed toward that 50 period moving average on the weekly chart, which is right at 84.3. It may or may not hold there. You know what I'm saying? It's been holding for quite some time, and here it fell below it, but only for a few weeks before it rose back above it. So be looking to see if this is just a retest and then it finally bounces off of this over the next couple of weeks. Um, but yeah, my sentiment, my analysis so far is pretty much remaining unchanged with what I'm seeing. Range bound, clearly in phase three of the market cycle. So you're either looking for you're looking for three things. One of three things: continued consolidation, a breakout of that range bound price action. So you want to see a break of you want to see that price get above 94 and hold above 94, or you want to see a breakdown of this 74, 73 area, um, and you want to see it hold. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the weekly chart. There's short term, be looking to see if it pulls back to that 50 and see if that 50 holds or if it folds. If it folds, then that price could go back down to the mid 70s, mid to low 70s. But if it holds, it could head back up toward that 90, mid to low 90s range. All right, and let's look at the yearly chart and see how the yearly chart looks for AMD. So yeah, you can see for the better part of a year, AMD has been just trading in this range. Right now, the 50-day moving average is starting to close in um, on that 200 in a bullish manner. So with with what I'm seeing right now, I think there's a good possibility that this will hold. But I could be wrong. Earnings is coming on the 27th. So maybe AMD pulls back into this mid to low 90s, I mean 80s area, and then bounces heading into earnings. Maybe not, but usually that 200 tends to hold pretty strong. And the fact that we got some bullish sentiment picking up on the 50, uh, it might carry this thing on home. But we'll see. Time will tell. But like I said, in my opinion, sentiment remains unchanged for AMD for as long as it remains in this 20 point roughly price range or zone. Um, mm, yeah, I mean, there's nothing else that I can really say besides, if these levels don't hold and this thing falls down to the mid to low 70s, if that level doesn't hold, then the price could go below 70 and head to the high 60s. If that level breaks, then I'm looking at that 64 to 61 area. And then if that doesn't hold, then prices will most likely go down into this zone here. This area, this top side remains intact in my opinion. Once it breaks this 94, $95 area and holds, then it's headed for 115. Don't know when that happens. Don't know how fast that would happen. But that's just one of the levels that I would definitely be on the lookout for once AMD gets above 95 and holds above 95. So, and it hasn't done that often in its life. So keep that in mind. Of course, this isn't investment advice or anything. I don't hold any positions in AMD. Um, Whether it be stock or options, I don't have any exposure to this company. Well, I can say that maybe in my 401k in a mutual fund or something like that, I might have some exposure. But that's pretty much it. I do this for fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, every day for the month of July, I'll be doing these videos. So if you guys want to see me do any other tickers, let me know. I'm happy to do them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode of Market Markup.